Man, I need more legendary items. I wonder if anyone around Westmarch can help me out.
Legendaries? Well, son, I heard if you want them there legendaries, you can find one if you take on a Minotaur fart and you mix it together with some water and 3 enchanted dust. Now, you drink it down and you give it a few minutes. Then you'll find yourself a legendary in no time flat.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, legendaries, I know all about them. I just collect gold. Just get as much gold as you can. Gold! Once you get enough gold, then you can just buy those legendaries.
Wow, really? Who sells them?
Talk to the rarities and antiquities vendor. He's my cousin.
Okay, thank you.
No, I can give you a legendary for gold, but the price is gonna go up the more you gamble.
Wait, this is gambling? How many legendaries do you actually give out?
Oh, well, don't worry about that. Just give me your money and you'll have a chance to get a legendary.
What's the chance?
Oh, well, it's a chance, you know?
Right. Okay, so there's many weird theories going out there about how to get legendaries. So I want to give you all the real info on how this actually works in a comprehensive way and get you the most and fastest legendaries possible so you can start outfitting your characters. But first, why the heck do you even want to get legendaries in the first place? Now, there's many good reasons, but let's focus on 2. The first one is essence transfer. If you're a fresh level 60, it's unlikely that you've collected all the essence that you need to put together that perfect build. So collecting more legendaries is exactly what you need. Now, if you're still not level 60 yet, you're better off focusing on your battle pass XP and getting there first before doing some of the legendary farming tactics in this video. Number 2 is triple stat exceptional legendaries. This is a legendary that has triple primary attributes, and this is really important for progressing your character. You have 6 legendary slots, so getting a 3rd stat on each of these is extremely important for increasing your combat rating. That's going to let you move on to higher difficulties in the game and ultimately kill higher tier Heliquary bosses as well. Let's dive in and look at some drop mechanics first. There's a few things we know about legendary items in the game and how they work. Hey everyone, Editor echohack here, and I have a really important update on legendary item drop rates. So it appears that this week, I believe on Monday at the 3 a.m. weekly reset, that the legendary item DR has been removed from the game. This is very surprising. This was sort of ninja added in. We're still obviously researching it. It's only been a couple of days since that Monday reset. But as I was going and trying to record B-roll for the legendary items that for this video, I actually was running into a lot of problems around this and seeing very inconsistent behavior. Of course, I and the other content creators at Maxwell will be continuing to test this, but we do believe that this is removed for the game. Now, for the sake of this video, I am going to keep the DR information in just so that you understand what it is or what it was. And hopefully this is gone from the game. If it is, this is really good news. Anyway, back to the video. Each day after server reset, that's the 3 a.m. server time, your diminishing returns, or DR, for legendary items will reset. Now, this DR only affects legendary items. It does not affect set items. We've tested this pretty extensively. The DR for legendary items, we think, is 6 per day. Keep in mind, we found this number only after hundreds of hours of testing during the beta of the game, and we've reconfirmed it during launch. There's nothing in the game that actually tells you about the DR rate. So officially speaking, this is unconfirmed until someone actually finds it in the code or in a data dump. What a DR actually means is that those first opportunities to get legendary items are going to be much, much more likely to happen. You might see something more like a 80% chance of dropping a legendary if you're doing the right turn-in or killing the right monster. Now let's clear something up. A diminishing return, or a DR, is not a cap. It's not a soft cap or a hard cap. So once you've gained 6 legendary items in a day, you can continue to farm items. But don't expect instant legendaries to drop from everywhere. You can get legendary items from any monster chest or item drop in the game, but there are a few places where legendaries have a massively increased drop rate. Let's take a look at each of these in detail. First, if you haven't gotten your battle pass to rank 10 yet, go ahead and do that. Not only do you get a legendary item, but you get to choose one of 6 items for that slot. This is hugely helpful if you're just starting the game, or if you're starting a new season and you need to pick that one missing legendary that you don't have yet. Second, if you're running around the open world and you see an orange monster, you want to kill it. These orange monsters are called Ancient Elites. Without the DR in effect, we believe the drop rate for legendary items from these is somewhere between 15 and 25%. But again, this is tough to confirm without a data mine or some kind of massive community project to hit a large enough number to determine actual statistical data. Third, when completing a contract for the Shadows, you have a massively increased drop rate for legendary items. Again, we think this is somewhere in that 15 to 25% range. Make sure you're always doing your daily contracts. They're extremely valuable. And if you need some tips on what other dailies to do, check out my daily checklist in the card up here. Now, fourth, this is a very important one because you can grind it without limit. Monsterous Essence turn-ins at the Bestiary, again, have that 15 to 25% chance of a legendary drop. This is great because when farming monsters in the overworld, you can usually focus on other activities and earn Monstrous Essence passively. On some days, I've actually earned up to 40 legendaries in a single day. So just doing Monstrous Essence farming alongside other activities is extremely valuable. This is probably the best source of legendaries in the entire game. So number 5 is actually a warning. You might be tempted to buy the legendary item from the Hilts trader, but don't buy it. It's far too expensive, and you'll get legendaries from plenty of other sources. Now, in the future, there will also be some limited time events with extra dailies. Last time we saw this in the beta, they put a legendary item in there too, and that also was a trap. So try to earn your legendaries via other means if you can. All right, number 6, you might have heard about the Rarities and Antiquities vendor. There's a good use for him. If you don't have much time to play in a given day, you can spend your gold and easily get some legendaries that you otherwise wouldn't have got from your 6 daily DRs. But if you've already gotten your 6 daily DRs, or you plan to play for an hour or two in a day, don't bother. You're wasting your gold at that point. The other thing here is you might be able to sort of target farm particular slots if you're missing a particular legendary. This might be useful early on, but definitely later on, this wanes in usefulness. All right, number 7, other places that have increased drop rates are also decent for finding legendaries. These can include enemies such as purple boss monsters, layer guardians, blue and elite monsters, or just opening chests. You won't find legendaries as often here as the big Monsterous Essence turn-ins, but it's always worth it to stop and kill these monsters or open chests for the slightly increased drop rate. All right, number 8, zone events. And this one's important. Every day at 12 p.m., 8:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. server time, there's a zone event. These have a very high chance to drop a legendary item. I'd wager this is again somewhere in that 15 to 25% range, so doing events is usually worth your time. Number 9, the Bilefen Arena. This happens every day at 9:30 p.m. server time. It has a 100% chance to drop a legendary item if you and your team are strong enough to clutch out a win. Now, this is really tough to win. One of the great things is that if you die, but if your team wins, you'll still get the legendary item and the 6 yellow mats in the mail. So prepare your best PvP build and take on other teams in the arena. All right, number 10, if you're a Shadow, the Shadow War has a good chance of a legendary item drop as well. You'll get these rewards in your mail after the fight is complete. Now, it's a bit too early to call on the drop rate here, but if I had to guess, you're looking at 15 to 25%. All right, number 11. If you're an Immortal, you can complete Kion's Ordeal. It's a special raid just for the Immortals. Not only do you have a high chance of getting a legendary item from completing it, but you also get the chance to roll on legendary items afterwards as well. So this is a really great source of legendaries. Number 12, the Corvus Expedition. This is another immortal activity in the game. Now, we actually don't know about the Corvus Expedition yet, just in name only, but I'd wager that there's some legendaries hidden in there somewhere. So, make sure that you're subscribed so you can learn about the Corvus Expedition when we learn more information. All right, number 13, world bosses. Right now there are 2 world bosses worth paying attention to, Lord Martanos in Mount Zavane and the Blood Rose in Darkwood. I would put them last on the list here, or close to last, because I believe the drop rate for legendaries here might have been changed between beta and release. But this requires a lot of testing to confirm. So far I haven't had quite the same luck I had during beta for these bosses, but keep an eye out on these world bosses just in case. All right, number 14, the Challenge Rift. Now this has some legendary items waiting for you as well. Every 10 floors of the Challenge Rift that you can complete has some really good rewards for you, including a potential legendary item. Now, given all these different ways of getting legendaries, you should have a shot at filling out your essence transfer. Try to focus your long-term efforts on Monsterous Essence gathering. That's the best legendary farming in the game right now. But don't forget that some of these other sources to get a couple of extra legendaries here and there as well. All right. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.